Yo, yo, yo. Asio, Halito, Shalom, Namaste out there to all my Cosmonian family. You dig what I'm talking about? It's your boy Cosmon Cap. Right back like I left something in this thing. You hear me? We got Jehovah Chronicles number 10. Your hostess with the mostest is bringing it right back. Jehovah Chronicles number 10. This one is going to be interesting. We're going to call this one Melanin. You dig what I'm talking about? And misunderstandings of melanin. You know what I mean? There are people out there, you dig what I'm talking about? Even some of my favorite is people in the world. Even some of my favorite is people in the world have a misunderstanding of melanin. And we got to break this down and we got to get through this. You dig what I'm talking about? And get us a real understanding of what's going on out here, man. Because there are people who think because you have melanin, you can become God or that you are God. And is that even true? You know what I mean? Is that even true? You know what I mean? And does having melanin get you closer to the Godhead just because you have it? Does it make you better? Does it make you special? We have to go really on what we know and really just break it down and then weigh that against the truth told to us by the Creator. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Cosmon family. Elijah, 7 in the crib. She Brew, 144 in the crib. Shout out to my sister She Brew up there in Brooklyn, man. Shout out to my sister Ahuba, Set Apart Living in the crib. You dig what I'm talking about? Thank y'all for coming in, man. We're going to try to make this quick and painless. You know what I mean? With that being said, let's go here, right here, to one of my faves.
What?
You dig what I'm talking about? This is one of my favorite guys. You dig what I'm talking about of all time. If y'all know anything about me, y'all know I love Dr. Delbert Blair, man, for what he was bringing out, what he brought to our culture. You dig what I'm talking about? And this is not me going against Dr. Delbert Blair. Dr. Delbert Blair didn't. He was sharing his knowledge. You dig what I'm talking about? Peace and love out there, love and light, man. My boy, y'all so fit, man. All praise the Most High Creator, man. Peace to the righteous gods and Nirvanian goddesses, man. Gang, Creator gang is in the house, man. We won't stop. We won't quit, and we will become supreme over the whole planet. It's onwards and upwards forever. You know what I mean? But let's get into it real quick. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's make this a 3P. We had Malachi in the morning. We had Selah Shalom in the afternoon. And here coming up to the evening, your boy Cosmonian. You dig what I'm talking about? We're going to share the screen, get into this real quick. You dig what I'm talking about? And go and break this down fast as possible, y'all. We're going to break this down fast and as quick as possible. You know what I mean? Let's let me blow the screen up. Let me blow the screen up as possible, as much as I can. You dig what I'm talking about? And get into what's really going on here, man. Let's see. Now this thing was shout out. This is not my video. Shout out to the brother Louis Spot. Now, it's not Delbert Blair's. It's not Delbert Blair information that I'm actually going at. It's how it was put together by this brother. You dig what I'm talking about? And I'm not even going at him because he's not necessarily wrong. He's just incorrect. You know what I mean? With that being said, let's get into it. Oh, might want to take it off mute.
Melanin. What is melanin? Melanin is a complex polymer derived from amino acid tyrosine. In humans, it is responsible for producing or determining the pigments in the hair, skin, and the eyes. According to Dr. Delbert Blair, this complex polymer has the ability to turn you into a god.
So, my bad. Let me run it back. Let me run it back.
Do you own your home in Michigan?
I started at the wrong spot, y'all. My bad. You did what I'm talking about. Let me get it together. I hate these commercials. Let's skip the ad. Shout to Louis Sport again. Let's go.
Melanin is a complex polymer derived from amino acid tyrosine. In humans, it is responsible for producing or determining the pigments in the hair, skin, and the eyes. According to Dr. Delbert Blair, this complex polymer has the ability to turn you into a god.
Is that true? Does melanin have the ability to turn you into a god? Is that true? We're going to go into that.
So it's a god.
Now look, to see or even theorize on the question, can melanin turn you to a god, right? Can melanin turn you into a god? You must first know what a god is. Now, we're going to go a little further to show that if you are confused into believing, or you are in darkness, believing that God is the creator of all, that just shows your level of spiritual ability and spirit rate is low. God is not the creator. He's even going to show you right here. What is a God?
Although no human is supposed to be worshipped, a god can...
Notice he said humans are not supposed to be worshipped, but you're trying to turn into a god to be worshipped. Watch.
Simply be described as an individual, a race, or a group of people able to do the supernormal. These are the...
So he says a race. Let's run it back a little bit. What a god is a race of people who are a person who is able to do the supernatural. That's what he thinks a god is. Is that true? Right? Let's go a little further. Let's build a little more.
Turning into a god. So it's a god. Although no human is supposed to be worshipped, a god can simply be described as an individual, a race, or a group of people able to do the supernormal. These are the 5 ways that the presence of melanin in your body turns you into a god.
Let's stop it right there. So first, we must, hold on. we must ask the question, does melanin give you the ability to turn into God? Right? Well, let's look at it, right? Let's go to the book of discipline and let's see what a God is, right? You must first know what a God is before you could think you could turn into one, right? And can man become one? That's a whole nother question. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's go here to the book of discipline, right? Book of discipline, chapter 1, right? We're going to go to verse 17, right? And then we're going to read 20 also. So book of discipline, 17 and 20. We got to learn what a God is. As a kingdom on earth hath a king, and the king is nevertheless a mortal, so in like manner is the heavenly place of thy God, a kingdom of angels, and the chief over them angels in this kingdom is God, an angel also, right? So therefore, I am as any other spirit of the dead, a one-time man upon the earth, even as thou art in this day, but one within the organic heavens of the earth. So it won't even matter if you have melanin when it is time to become a God. It is not melanin that leads you to the Godhead, right? Let's go quickly, right, to the book of Jehovih, verse 7, chapter 7. The book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 9, right? We trying to figure out what a God is. Remember, you must die, become an angel, raised to a rank, and become a chief of the angels in the organic heavens, to a rank, a status, a position called God. So in the sense, can you become a God? Yes. Your life is your God training. You are GIT, a God in training. But are you God? No. Right? This is chapter 7, book of Jehovah, chapter 7, verse 9. Right? We're going to start at 9 and go through 10. And I will allot unto you a chief who is wise and experienced in founding heavenly kingdoms, and he shall appoint from amongst you officers and messengers, and ashars and asas and esenars, and ye shall be numbered and apportioned unto your labor and places like unto my other lower heavens on other worlds. So this ain't a new thing. This is a thing constantly done and has been done millions, trillions of times on other planets where there are men. Right? But listen, and he who is chief of these lower heavens, right, shall be called God of this heaven and the earth. Unto his making bestow I them. This is the Creator speaking. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's also check real quick while we're here. Let's go to the book of Ben, 2:16 and 19, right? This is the book of Ben, chapter 2. Now, this is the Creator speaking, right? Let me like my little flipper team, too. Big boy flip team. You dig what I'm talking about? Boy, blowing on some of this sorbet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let's get into it. God's book of Ben, chapter 2. This is the Creator speaking. I blow my breath upon the planet, and lo, man come forth, inquiring, who am I, and what is my destiny? These are the questions that have been asked by men all throughout time. Look what the Creator say. I send an elder brother of man to teach him and show him the light that they are claiming is already in your melanin. But I send an elder brother of man to teach him, to show him the light. And God said, behold me, O man, I am thy elder brother. So God is the brother, not the father. Let's get that understood. I have passed through death. So that means to even get to the God status, you must die. Raise up through the Ethereal realms to a status, a rank, a position given to an angel that is called God, right? So can you become a God while you're living, while this melanin works? No. Let's get that understood. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you've been taught erroneously. I've been taught erroneously my whole life. God said, behold me, O man, I am an elder brother. I have passed through death and found the glory of the unseen world, not the seen. Jehovah gave to me, the Creator gave to me, thy God, to have dominion over the heavens and the earth, right? And let's finish it off in the book of Judgment, right? Book of Judgment. Chapter 1, verse 1. Let's go. Book of Judgment, chapter 1. Right? These are the words of judgment by the will of God, Jehovah's Son, right? Here, or verse 2, excuse me. And these are for the resurrection of man, verse 2. Hear the words of thy God, O man. I am an elder brother of tens of thousands of years of experience. Profit thou in my wisdom and learn the discourse of thy God. Learn my ways. Learn how I talk. Learn how I do this thing. But to get here, you must be a man who has died with tens of thousands of years of experience. So, as the brother was saying, man is not to be praised. So, even if he could change to God, which Owaspi reveals to you that every God was a one-time living, breathing man and is part of creation and should not be praised, just like your biblical God. So it is here we find that even the brother in the video agrees that man shouldn't be praised. So guess what? Neither should God. And we find in the book of inspiration that true God never asks for praise. Woo. Right? But let's get back into this real quick. Let's check it out.
Instantaneous reactions to energy field. Since melanin reacts independently to the rest of the body organs, it is capable of reacting instantaneously when exposed to different energy fields.
People who have melanin have been told that everything in the body is governed by the brain, and that every reaction in every system is brain governed, and that is wrong. Melanin acts independently. It is capable of instantaneous reaction to energy fields without being processed through any of the neuron synapses and dendrite stems of the brain. In other words, it acts as a chlorophyllin carrier. It takes energy, reacts to it, and processes its own information to its nearby cells. That's why you can get again those beautiful moves of the Michael Jordans, those cuts and so by the football players, and those immediate reactions, because you can't stop and think. They have to train people without melanin or with little melanin to react. People with melanin react anyway, because it's like what they showed on the Black Buddhas. You have eyes everywhere. You are totally conscious, and you don't wait for brain processing, which slows it down. We'll prove this to you in the classes, because you can inflict pain. And if you have your mind off somewhere, it'll take sometimes up to 15 seconds before you feel the pain. And you can even delay that longer if you're trying to offset pain by merely mind control. They don't teach you, though, with melanin, you can make that instantaneous reaction, or you can delay it up to 30 seconds, or you cannot even get to feel it at all by simply using certain ways with melanin and ingesting certain foods and herbals.
Splits the healing process in half.
Let's stop it right there. So that begs to ask a question, right? That begs to ask the question: does flesh or melanin get you to the God status or to the Godhead, right? Now, let me stop sharing the screen real quick. Hold on. I ain't gonna, you know what? I want to show it to you live real quick. I want to show it to you live. So, screen share real quick. Right here. I want y'all to come on down with me, right? To the first book of the First Lords. Is this the first book of the First Lords? Let me see. Let me go back up. Let me check real quick. First book of the First Lords. First book of the First Lords. 3 and 15. Go back up a little bit. First book of the First Lords. 3 and 15. Okay, here we go. Now, does the flesh or melanin get you to the God status, right? Or can it at all? And the iron asked the Lord, right, as to why God allowed evil to come upon his chosen. And the Lord said, because you depended on me for all things, you did not develop yourself here in the flesh, real life. From now on, man shall learn to face evil on his own account. Otherwise, he cannot attain to the Godhead in heaven. Right? Your creator has given you two entities, that which is flesh right? And that which is spirit. And the flesh will desire earthly things. This is where your melanin is contained, in your flesh. But God and the spirit will desire heavenly things. Right? Behold, when the drugs came upon you for your stores, your flesh, your melanin cried out war, and your people fell. Now I have come again to raise you up, to make you understand the spirit within. It is that, what? And not the flesh, which shall learn to triumph and get you where? To the Godhead in heaven. That's right. You God in training. One day you're going to be there, but you're not going to get there in flesh. Right? And look what he say. Now, I have come to raise you up to make you understand it is the spirit within. It is that and not the flesh. The spirit and not the flesh, which shall learn to triumph, which shall reach the Godhead, which will turn you into a God. Huh? So let's stop with the foolishness right now. We're going to get right back into the video though, you know what I mean, and go ahead and finish this out. Check it out.
Melanin can speed up the healing process by half and by a third in strong magnetic fields.
Melanin is a gift from the gods. With melanin, you can speed up your healing process in half. And if you really get into a strong magnetic field, nothing to do with the electricity, which hurts you in the main, you can be even cut that into a third. You can see into the body without using anode cathode ray bombardment if you have melanin by using magnetic fields. Once you begin to use this kind of energy in this fashion again, per se, you can speed up everything that your body does and everything that your brain does. You can even speed up the kind of energy and frequencies that normally you're attuned to that come in.
Let's stop it right there. Right? So the logic question is, right? Excuse me. The logical question should be, is healing of the gods or of melanin? Right? So if you are claiming that melanin comes from the gods, and remember there is only one creator, there are many gods, right? Let's go to the book of God's word, right? Book of God's word, chapter 14 and verse 5. Chapter 14. Let me get to it. Just 15, 14, and 5. God. Book of God's word. Okay. Son of Fragapatty. For Fragapatty. Book of God's Word. And we're looking for chapter 14 and 5. Ooh. 13, chapter 14. Right. So, is melanin, or is it the healing of the gods, or is it the healing of medicine? Melanin, excuse me. I say it's neither. Every man can attain to heal himself rapidly by first purity of diet. But don't take my word for it. Book of God's Word, 14 and 5. Third, Zarathustra, a man all pure, conceived by a virgin and born wise, being one with Ahura Mazda, who is one with Ormaz, right? The master of light, of whom the word saith, doth he without miracle, doeth he without miracle, the raising of the dead, healing the sick by the laying on of hands, whose word of command bringeth forth ripe wheat, full grown in a day. Right? So you can do, they say he does all these things without miracle, raising the dead, healing the sick, laying on the hands. And just by his command, he can bring forth wheat, full grown in a day. Listen, though, this is the key. And doing all things that the ancients accredited to the gods as miracles. So even when you get there, what are you doing? These things that you are accredited by to gods are done by regular men. So do you have to get to the God status to do these things? Zarathustra was a man, was never praised. You dig what I'm talking about? No more than what you are today. But look what he did. And doing all things that the ancients accredited to the gods as miracles, but which the Ormazdian law showeth to be natural law to anyone who is all pure and who draweth power from Ormaz the creator and his holy angels. So no, it is not melanin that allows you to heal rapidly. And even my pale brothers, even my pale Europeans have melanin. Stop with this idea that white people don't have melanin. They just have less than you. You see what I'm saying? They got less melanin than you, but they don't mean that they don't have any melanin. There's eumelanin, neuromelanin, and pheomelanin. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's get back into it real quick, right? It's my guy, Dr. Delbert, breaking it down. You dig what I'm talking about? He on point for the most part. But progress and progression and truth is always key, along with discernment. So the further we go on in time in this information age, in this cosmon era, the more will be revealed. Check it out.
And into your brain. This makes you a god.
Bilocate.
So
When
right
functioning
there
correctly,
alone,
people with melanin can be in
we've
consciousness in one
shown,
place, and the
right, Right there alone, we've shown that these things, he said, these things make you a god, right? But we just showed right here that Zarathustra did these things, right? And look, this is where his misunderstanding comes from. He did all those things, just like this man said, that make you a god. But look, the ancients accredited those things to gods as miracles, but they are not miracles. These are what happened when you get in line with the Creator, which is also called the natural law, right? That is open to anyone of any color who is all pure. Anybody who draweth that light, that good work, right, from the power or Ormaz is capable of doing these things. Don't let your black skin get you into a blacker hell. Quit your colorism, your racism. You not no better than nobody else. And for you white folks, you ain't no better than nobody else either. Huh? Let's get back to it.
The body in another.
Let's run it back just a little bit. You're going to run it back just a little bit.
Frequencies that normally you're attuned to that come in to your body and into your brain. This makes you a god.
Bilocate. When functioning correctly, people with melanin can be in consciousness in one place and the body in another.
When your melanin is functioning
Before they even get into that, you dig what I'm talking about? Creator tells us the whole purpose of the Cosmon era is so that you would attain to be able to see the Creator and hear his voice and see the heavens and know of a truth about your placement in the heavens after you pass away and go to your second level of attaining to the Godhead, right? He says right there, you will be able to see the heavens and hear the Creator while in full consciousness. These are not tricks. These do not come from gods. Even men, every man who has been called a high-raised prophet has attained to these things. And you can too. That's what we're here to tell you. That it's not as hard as you think it is. We make it harder than it actually is. Let's run it back just a little bit, right? Let's go.
People with melanin can be in consciousness in one place and the body in another.
When your melanin is functioning correctly, you can bilocate by being in consciousness one place while being in your body in another. Some people call that state now death. That is real life.
He's right.
That's why they used to have guardians for the body, watchers, and all kind of terms that some of you from Louisiana, from Mississippi, from the old country,
Right.
and with the teachings of the god Vadal knew about. And that's what used to run to those people to bilocate and tell you what was happening.
Vadal is the misunderstanding of voodoo.
Grandfathers talked about it, and some of you may even practice it now. But practice it in the light of the full capacity. It is a gift of the gods. You earned it.
Is it a gift from God? It's a gift from the Creator. It is a sense. It is your sixth sense.
If ever you want to get a dope head off of his drugs, teach a person with melanin who still knows that he has a soul and a spirit, and she has a soul and a spirit, that they actually can ground their soul on hell. That's the other term for earth when the non-melanin carriers came. And have to go through this 9 lifetimes to get it straight again. And if they don't believe that, ask them, what do you think they're doing with their life now when they themselves know down deep that the days are passing by and they're going nowhere except into a total extermination of their physical body. The herbals that you take work differently because they have part of the earth in it, and part of that earth awakens the old earth people who are melanin carriers. And therefore, all of those kingdoms of the plants, the animals, the insects, the birds that fly, and everything that creeps and crawls and moves responds to that vibration because it was a vibration that they were created in also, and they look upon you as gods. Gods who don't know who they are.
Reach astounding frequencies. When melanin in form of high energy yields vibrates, every cell in the body vibrates faster, producing astounding frequencies that can be physically tested.
Inasmuch as melanin works on every part of the body and is in every cell of your body, now when the energy fields of earth change, it will begin to vibrate faster, and every part of you will begin to quicken in what it's capable of doing. The tests of any kind, the inoculations using basic low vibrations, food that does not have energy stored within it cannot work well for you now because you are in a process of change. When the melanin in a form of high energy yield throughout the body vibrates, every cell in every organ vibrates faster. Since melanin...
This is your Kundalini energy. This is your chakra energy. This is your vibratory rate, also known as vortexia. This is the raising of the vortexian energy in your body. This is what he's trying to explain to you. Look at the glory of Creator today, giving us the true breakdown of these things. You hear me?
Melanin is also in the brain. The brain vibrates faster.
Huh? Your crown chakra.
The frequencies that it can reach are astounding. They're the frequencies that let you seem to be out of your body looking down on it that they all talk about. They're the frequencies that let you sense when something's going to happen to one of your loved ones before it happens. And if it's happening, almost go crazy because you know it's happening even though you're not there. It beats any switch on EATT, Northern Telecom, or...
What is he speaking of? He is speaking of suis, the ability to read the vibe. You ever was about to go somewhere? You was ever about to go somewhere? You was about to go out to the club or something with your homeboys or something, homegirls. You was about to go tear it down, party it up. You dig what I'm talking about? Brown's Yogi in the house. You was ever about to go somewhere? And at the last minute, some said, man, don't even go. And then you don't go, so in the next morning, you wake up to find out that the exact club that you was about to go to, 6 niggas then got shot. Bam, 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 bam. And you think to yourself, dang, man, something told me not to go. This is what he's trying to tap you. He's trying to point you into that direction. That ability is suis. The suis is not only the ability to see spirits, it is also the ability to read vortexia. What they call in animal instinct. You see what I'm saying? Because you never have to teach a bear that it like deer, or a dog that it like bones, or a bird how to build a nest, or a spider how to build a web, or a rabbit that it hate foxes. or a fox, that rabbit tastes lovely. Huh? That is the reading of Vortexia. You dig what I'm talking about? That is not spooky. It's in you, but they actually use the muscle. It is a sense beyond your smell, your taste, your sight, your hearing. You see what I'm saying? It is the next sense. Not your 5, but your 6. Throw the journal up there. 6. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's get on down here to my this the OG, this the master. Pay homage, man. This is Dr. Delbert Blair, man. I know he was a faithist.
Bell Atlantic. It is your instantaneous form of communication. It is a thing that messes up your cable TV when you pass by it. It is a thing that sometimes when you get excited, again, begins to interfere with your TV patterns. That is a thing that we just don't utilize enough. Why? Because who was going to teach it? The teachers were killed when they brought us out of Mother Africa. The teachers were killed when they attempted to do it here. And even under the Masonic Guild and the ancient ones who tried to at least serve the gods by helping the children of the gods do who they were killed and tortured as worse as you were, because they didn't want you to know who you were. They wanted to steal the planet, imprison you, and take what the gods had left. Again, I'm talking about gods, advanced scientists from many worlds, a special project here on this planet Tierra.
Listen, if y'all think Dr. Delbert Blair didn't know the difference, see, what I'm telling you is Dr. Blair know what he talking about. But the dude Louis Spot, who video this is trying to play it with a race spin. Don't you get caught up in this bullshit, Faithist.
All names for this little place.
Cosmic wisdom. When operating correctly, melanin can cause the pituitary gland to release hormones that give flashes of the cosmic universe.
Melanin, when operating well, causes the pituitary gland to release hormones that they haven't even cataloged. They can't, because they have no way to measure the hormonal things, because they're instantaneously there and they're gone. But when they're there, they give you flashes of the cosmic universe. Intuitive flashes in full color of
intuitive
who you are and what you can be. The same flashes that when you depart this body and your life passes before you, that you go through.
We're going to call it intuitive, because it is suis.
To bring that about. That cosmic wisdom of knowing everything that your ancestors knew is yours every night when you go to sleep, and between 11 and 2:30 when the melanin glands are working at its best. But you.
Okay, is that where they come from? Is that where they come from? I say no. Let's get into Owaspy, where the memories and ideas of your ancestors come from, and how you get them back, and why they look like movies or what we call dreams. Let me show you. Hold on. Cause look, now this is let's I'm gonna share this with y'all real quick. Let me stop sharing. Share my other screen with y'all. Let me share my other screen with you real quick. Look at this here. Look at this here. This is the book of Tay. Let me make sure. Yep, this Tay's prayer. Book of Tay right here. Right? Then the Creator spoke, saying, to all men and women I gave 2 senses. Corporate or physical, and S, spiritual. And the time ceaseth. Now finish. I allotted time for man to mature corpore or materiality. But now, in time of Cosmos, today, 2022, has come the new era. When the new era starts, y'all? 1848 AD, 25th arc cycle after the creation of man, right? And man shall mature spiritually. It is well that you be believing toward men and angels, but it is better to develop yourself. Huh? You have desired to know the mysteries of my unseen worlds and the past histories of the earth. What he talking about? Right? Behold, I will give you a new sense, which will fulfill your soul's desires. And with it, what happens? You shall read the books in the libraries of heaven, where every thought, every man has ever had any experience ever on this planet is memorized and recorded here, right? But hold on, let's go down here though. Right? Look what Creator say. Creator called upon me. God said, Jehovih called upon me. His son saying, my son, call aloud in my name, and with my voice, stir up all these heavenly regions I have named. For my gods and high raised officers shall open to you their libraries of heavenly books, which shall yield up my treasures. I will make the angels of the heaven know me and my word. They shall come together from their countless heavenly kingdoms and places, for my hand and my strong arm is upon them. What? Here we go again. Right? It is well that you be believing towards me and in angels. Right? But it's better to develop yourself. Behold, I give you a new sense. Have I not said? Right? He said, behold, I give you a new sense, which shall fulfill your soul's desires. Yes, you shall read the books in the libraries of heaven. Have I not said of old, all things shall be revealed? Do not think that a loud speaking messenger will come, for man would not believe. Proof is, I ain't got 1,000 followers yet. I talk louder and bigger than everybody and tell more truth. right? But man won't believe. But what Creator do? I quicken the righteous with my own hand. I don't need no help. And they will comprehend without belief. Right? Why? Because the time of preaching and believing is at an end. Man shall know by his own knowledge and practice that which he knows. In this, my light is being magnified in this day. Cosmon. Huh? Wow. Look. And when Tay pursued suis, which is the reading of unseen impressions, this is what he's talking about, y'all. He was also developed in E, right? Which is the overtaking of the vibrations of things long lost past. This is the missed understanding of time travel. You don't get in a machine and time come and you go to time. No. You go into yourself and time comes to you. Right? Why? Because he was also developed in E, which is the overtaking of the vibrations of things long lost past. You were able to read where a thing was and did by its vibratory rate, looking back thousands of years in the past. Look how powerful these gods is. But men have these powers now. For as one may cast a stone in a lake, and it waves the water, and in the air above, so also do all things vibrate to the uttermost places. He who has developed in Eve becomes like an unraveler of tangled threads, and things that are of the past are like an open book. In the books of the libraries of where? The books in the libraries of heaven are open to him. Didn't they tell you like people like Muhammad couldn't read or write, but read books without opening them, transcribed all this stuff, talked to spirits? What y'all don't know is Muhammad was very high in this ability, suis, to hear and see spirits, right? They able to call on this old energy like we doing today. Y'all don't even know. This is why your diet is important. Firstly, here on earth, if you're trying to be selfish and get a benefit from. This is why. Because the books of the libraries of heaven are open to him. For he not only sees and hears the spirits of the dead, but he goes forth out of his corporeal body. What? For such no longer have sin and self in them. And he sees and experiences the glories of heaven and returns again to his corporeal body. So you ain't getting in no machine going nowhere. Time coming to you. Tay took the histories of men from the time of Moses to Cosmon, right? What is this called, y'all? This is the Arkaban, right? And for the well, listen, we ain't gonna go into that. We ain't gonna go into that, right? We're not gonna go into that right now. We're gonna get back to the video. You dig what I'm talking about with the OG, Dr. Delbert Blair, breaking it down. This man was a faith as he had to be. He had to be. Ain't no two ways about it.
Must have total darkness. That's why they give you the TVs that never go out. I told you in a previous lecture, everybody in here this summer will get one shade darker than they are, whether you go out in the sun or not, because the light will be entering into you. The energy will come in whether you close windows or doors or not. And for those who are not used to it, it is absolutely carcinogenic, leukemic death that they're asking to go out in the sun this summer. But as the melanin is stepped up, if you must go on at it, you can survive. The point is, again, it will begin to make your head feel as though it was almost wavering. And until you balance out that melanin and get the higher frequencies going, all it will do in some cases is to give headaches. Other cases to make you want to cover the head, but at night when you sleep, each night having been exposed to that, the melanin will go through a metamorphosis and you will wake up with more insight as to who you are, and certain psychic abilities will begin to form within 48 hours after that exposure. If you adapt to it,
what we just tell you is happening.
More happens. And then the DNA and the cells will begin to come together, just like a magnet, because magnetism is what it will awaken in your body. And then they'll begin to entwine the strands little by little.
Well, how do you, if magnetism or the ability to receive it, right, is key to this ability or this sixth sense, like he said, well, don't it make sense that you wouldn't want the tuning fork or the receiving portion of that magnetism to be corrupted? This is the point of purity of diet. You must clean yourself out to get clean vibe. Dig this.
Up to the year 1997, when all melanin carriers are supposed to have 10 of their strands back together. Then you will see the difference in having melanin and not having melanin.
So, what do you all think? Does the presence of melanin in your body turn you into a god?
Hell no, it don't turn you into no god. No. What turn you into a god is doing good works. Always. Always giving away. But y'all got to understand, spirit and flesh are opposites. How you get rich physically is different than how you get rich spiritually. Let me show you. Physically, you must always take in. If I want to be rich physically, right, I must take in, I must hoard it, right? What do Waspy say? Watch this. What do Waspy say? Well, anyways, right? Let's get back to this. Spirit and physicality are different. How you get rich physically is you must take in. You must at all times be taking in and holding on. You dig what I'm talking about? To things. And to keep them to get rich. You see what I'm saying? To get wealthy, you must hold on to a thing. Spirit is opposite. You must always be giving away to get rich spiritually. Spirit, flesh, opposites. Take in to get rich physically, give away to get rich spiritually. You dig what I'm talking about? So, I wanted to show what I'm talking about. What is this? The book of This is the book of divinity. Hold on, let me see. It's 20. 24 is the first book of God. Let's go to chapter 5 and 6. All right. We're going to go down here to 5 and 6. All right. You shall not covet another man's gifts, but be wise in discovering your own and using them for the benefit of the city. Neither shall you covet another man's riches, nor anything that is his. What more is a rich man than a watchdog? Because when you get all that stuff in that you taking in, now you got to watch it. Now you can't hardly move. Now you got to have security watching you watch it. So what more is a rich man than a watchdog? Huh? Behold, it is his matter whether he fulfills his commandments. According to every man's gifts, so do I require of him as to what he can do for the people of his city. Let that be known, right? Let's go back to because we got some masters in here today. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's get into this. What they keep talking about, melanin is the God particle, right? And how they want to be God, but they don't want to do the work of a God. Let's get into this. Shout out to Ryan Nicole. You dig what I'm talking about? Peace to the gods and the goddesses, man. Look, she got it on her thing. Peace to Nazir Alim Bey. Nothing but heavy hitters, man. Phil Valentine, let's start it off.
A sign of the Christian religion, a symbol of faith, hope, and love.
This is faith, hope, and love for you. This is your Christian religion.
Reasons now why over in Africa, where those people have so much melanin it's a shame, when they get their drugs, they kill them. And they know it. And they know it. And they're doing it purposely.
Like when they use HARP in Haiti and then started taking them children, they were harvesting organs. And they've been taking them. You know, Europeans have been taking them.
Oh, wow. I'm not sharing my screen.
Billions of dollars.
Hold on.
To sit in a laboratory to quantify pieces of black people and brown people and see what kind of germs you can develop in order to kill them.
Let's go back.
I got melanin. Racism is not just a mentality or just a political system. It's actually their religion. It has to be.
A sign of the Christian religion, a symbol of faith, hope, and love.
One of the reasons now why over in Africa, where those people have so much
Look at my guy.
They get their drugs, they kill them.
Huh?
And they know it.
I'm not playing with master teachers, man.
They know it. And they're doing it purposely.
Like when they use HARP in Haiti
Huh?
and then started taking
Know this brother
children.
personally right
They
here.
were harvesting organs. And they've been taking them. You know, Europeans have been taking them.
If you spend billions of dollars to sit in a laboratory to quantify pieces of black people and brown people and see what kind of germs you can develop in order to kill them, yeah, I would say that there's a secret going on, and there is a kind of guarded attack against people of color.
Why is it that so many black people are hated? It's not hate, it's envy.
Black people all over the world, especially in America, have endured tremendous suffering. And we all, at one point, have tried to understand why. Why do we have to endure these type of injustices? Why is it specifically us, the black race, that's targeted? Out of all of the different people on the planet, we seem to get the most scrutiny. We seem to get targeted the most. And at some point, you just really want to understand why these things only happening to us. One of the things that's not being talked about in our schools or being taught in our curriculums is black people's true history. The imagery that they project to us seems to be this imagery of weakness, this imagery of ignorance, but they never want to show us in our true essence. They never want to show our true history. And on my journey to try to figure out who I am and where do I come from, what is my real ancestry, my real heritage, my real lineage, I discovered a lot of amazing things that people who look like me have contributed to this world. And my biggest question is, why are these things being hidden from the world?
Why? Let's go right here to the book of Micah 4:4. For thou shalt find my chosen a scattered people, persecuted and enslaved, the most despised of all the races of men. But I will show my power with them. Huh? Look what's happening with OWASP. First time niggas get their hands on it. Huh? We about to turn the world out with it. That's what they don't want. Why? For thou shalt find my chosen a scattered people, persecuted and enslaved, the most despised of all races of men. So we know who we talking about. But I will show my power with them. I will raise them up. The things I do through them and the words I speak through them, even in their ignorance and darkness, shall become mighty. You dig what I'm talking about? Shall become mighty. Their words shall be treasured forever, and none can match them in wisdom of speech or in the craft of good works. Huh? Oh, Brian Yogi, no, you thought that was Dr. Aline Bay. I know Aline Bay too. Fair use disclaimer, right? My bad, we just teaching. This is just fair use. Boom. I'm not trying to steal nobody's stuff, not trying to break nothing down, kill nobody. You dig up? You dig what I'm talking about? True, that's what's going on right now. Creative gang. Yeah. Oh, what they talking about in the chat? God's in training. Yes, GIT. My brother Spiritual Light in this thing, man. Peace. Sela in the house. Brian Yogi in the house. Angelic in the house. Elijah. She Brew. There we go. Set apart. My dog Hurricane. Look at my nigga Hurricane in the motherfucker. Excuse me. In the hitty. Detroit born and bred, man. But look. He say, their words shall be treasured forever, though. And none can match them in wisdom of speech or in the craft of good works. Don't we make something out of nothing every day? Who else do that? Who else hate it like we hate it? It's so hard to be a black man in America, bro. It's like a full-time job, just trying not to get killed or make $1. Listen, the brother want to know why. The brother said he want to know why. That's why. Leaker 4 and 4.
Why are these things not being taught? And so when I tried to figure out why these things aren't being taught, everything led back to melanin. And I realized that melanin played a very, very vital role in people who look like me or people of color in achieving a lot of the things, a lot of these great things that they've managed to achieve all over the world. What I found is that a lot of doctors and scientists know about the power of melanin, but for some reason they choose to exclude their knowledge about melanin to the.
Well, what we found out is that they don't know a lot about melanin. This is why they don't talk, because they don't want to sound stupid. But we got masters. Huh? We're going to break it down, man. We're going to break it down. As a matter of fact, let's get to the book of cosmogony and prophecy, right? Because there was an idea that if you notice, let's run it back. He ran by it real quick, that because we got melanin, I say that's nothing but a describer. So we know generally who was the people of the creator, what they looked at like. This is why they the most despised. Huh? I say it's like you wearing a flag, so they know who is who to get a pass to, who to attack. But he made a comment as in that you did all this great work, right? Because you got melanin. No, right? Creators say, but I will show my power with them. I will raise them up, and the things I do through them and the words I speak through them, even in their ignorance and darkness, shall become mighty. That's why. Because you was on the side of Creator. You never praised a God, a Lord God, a Messiah, or a Savior. And it is for that exact reason that you've always been oppressed. 26 years, less than 6,000. 5,974 years consistently you've been oppressed because you wouldn't praise the people's God. You wouldn't praise the king, David, Solomon, Saul, because you wouldn't praise Osiris or Ashtaroth. You've been oppressed. But look at the people of the Most High, because even over here in America, the Algonquins always knew that Geechee Manito wasn't Geechee. They only prayed to one of them. Huh? They didn't praise the creation of the world. They praised the world creator. We've always known. This is why you the most despised man on the world. But he slid some shit by, right? Real slick in the sentiment and all that. It was all good. You dig what I'm talking about? Everything was all love. And he slid that up in there. But is that even, because see, that brings up the question, does melanin make you special or godlike? No. Let's look at the book of Cosmogony and Prophecy. Let's see why you even melanated. Does it even matter that you melanated? Huh? Book of Cosmogony and Prophecy, chapter 5, verse 11 through 13. In the quickening of the eyes. This is in the beginning of time, right? Not only in man, but in all animal lives. In the time of creation. In the first quickening of the eyes. They partook of the color of the Vortexian lights at that time. And even so, at the same period of time, were colored the skins of mortals. And according to their surroundings, or wherever you in the world you were, some light, some dark, some red, or yellow, or copper colored. Just depending on where you were, how the ground was where you was, what the temperature is like, what the sun is like. Is it cold? Is it wet? Is why your skin is that color. Right? We got to get over it, y'all. And listen, and all of them propagated after their own kind and do so to this day. And though the blacks might live for thousands of generations with only themselves in any country of the world, they would never become whites. And the same rule apply to whites and browns and all races of man. But how do they get all the colors, right? Because they can mix. And because that mixture can propagate, all the races of man are one and the same in all their organs and capabilities. So no, you ain't special. Not to the sense that your color makes you special. Didn't your mama tell you you can't judge a book by its cover? It is because they're judging a book by its cover with this brown skin that we hate it so much. So don't be so much in the idea of the monster that you become the monster. Don't waddle in the understanding and ways of the heathen so much that you become the heathen. You hear me?
And there has to be a reason as to why they're doing this. It has to be a reason as to why black people have to endure such tremendous suffering. Living in a time now where black boys are being murdered at the hands of the police. And, you have mothers who are afraid now. And everybody wants answers. There's no justice when a black person gets killed. Why? Why are we treated like animals?
Let me tell you again. For thou shalt find my chosen a scattered people, persecuted and enslaved. Why? Because you are the Creator's chosen. Huh? Let me go back up one verse. Verse 3, 4 and 3. My building, this is the Creator speaking. Listen. My building shall be the most subtle of all things. The spirit of my own body. Verily shall it be a monument within the souls of my chosen, nor will it go away again in darkness, but it shall encompass the whole earth. This why you special. This why you chosen. Because you chose Creator. Even back then, through slavery, through oppression, through persecution. Huh? You find them the most despised of all the races of men, and yet you called out to Jah. No gods, no lords, no saviors. Huh? What did he say? He say, but I will show my power with them. I'm going to raise them up. This don't mean you ain't got no work to do, but he's saying as you working, I'm giving the advance. I am the quickener. I am the mover. This creator is how you destroy white supremacy. Believe it or not, it's love. Love is the source of communal living. Love is why you love your creator so much in your soul that you went against years of religious programming to really seek this truth. Huh? Years and years. Yo, think about it. Your mama was duped. Your grandmama, your great-grandmama, your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmama was duped. They praised the God. They was calling out to Jesus. Master was tearing their backs apart with the whip. Jesus ain't never come. What he say? Even in their ignorance and darkness, they shall become mighty. The word shall be treasured forever. Forever. And none can match them in wisdom of speech. Nobody. This is why hip-hop dominates the world. Not only hip-hop, but look at it. We literally, bro, we the spiritual compass of America. As melanated, indigenous, aboriginal men of America, sons of Iwata and Haonga. Huh? Right here, Algonquin boys, Siouan boys, because we mixed too. Iroquoian boys, right here. Huh? That's why they hate you, because they can't be you. This is why they hate you.
These are things that will be discussed in my film. We're going to get down to the absolute bottom of why all of this takes place. Because I myself, just like millions of other people, would like to know why. There's been lies told from every level. A lot of people have tried to come out and expose these lies. But the lie is so deeply embedded within the hearts of the people that it's sometimes it just feels like the fight is almost impossible. But someone must rise up. Someone must come with the truth in order to save black people. Someone who can't be bought.
Huh? He talking now. Somebody that can't be bought. Right? Somebody who not going to sell you out. A brother. Huh? This is the importance of the Nazarenes and the Essenes waking up. This is the importance of you finding you not even from Africa and that you Indian. This is the importance of you finding out that your skin don't matter. Your skin just makes you a target, but it's also proof that you have always loved your creator. Don't matter whether you call him God or Lord or whatever you called him. The proof is that when you was getting your ass whooped, when you was in the worst of the worst situations, you believed that it was something greater than you. You've always done that. There's never been a time, you melanated man, that you have not It's 2, 3 through 7. Okay.
The money that's contributed towards this film will be put towards the production of this film. I don't want to give you a mediocre film. I don't want to give you a half-made film. I want to give you a film that's factual, that's accurate, and a film that actually gives you a real solution to the problem. I don't want to just show you the great things about melanin. I want to actually show you how to take care of your melanin, how to access it, how to really unlock this power that we were given.
Right? Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. All right. Chapter 2, 3, and 7. But let me tell you though, all hope ain't lost though, because what they're trying to get to, or what they're trying to explain to you, man in his highest state, right? That is achievable. What they're calling God is not God. Even though God is no more or less a man than you are, right? Or was at one time before he died. Let's get it understand that you can approach the all light even in your physical body. Creators say you're gonna be able to see the heavens and hear him directly in full consciousness. No sleep, no meditation. That is achievable. That approaching of light is and has always been called Ayesu. It is, certain people with certain tongues say Yeshua. It's the same word as Ayesu. And all great prophets have been this. You dig what I'm talking about? But let's look into one of the prophets, right? The great prophet Kapilia of Shem, huh? And about his birth and being Ayesu. Know ye then, right? This is chapter 2, 3 through 7. Know ye then the way of God through his holy angels, and prophet ye in the light of his revelations. That should cut a light on. This is he about to tell you something you ain't know. Bing! You dig what I'm talking about? Know ye then that Capilla, right? Also called Capella. So if y'all looking for in the ancient, it could be Capilla. His name is Capilla, but he's also called Capella. Capilla was a natural born Yesu. So was Jesus, or Yeshua. So was Chinese, right? So was Zarathustra. And also a natural born Suis and Sargus, which means clairvoyance and clairaudience. But he was also born so physically high raised that he was above his earthly passions. This is what an Yesu is. And where you would have to be to literally, where the spirit could come into your body and literally work through you as you. Take over your whole thing. Speak for you and everything. You dig what I'm talking about? Not obsess your spirit and control it, but dominate the body. So these so-called miracles and all these things, feed 5,000 people with a couple loaves of bread, you dig what I'm talking about? Splitting the ocean, these calling down fire from heaven. These are easily things easily done once one has mastered the elements, which is another step towards the Godhead, done by physical men. The misunderstanding of trying to be a God. This is your God in training. Watch. Capilla was a natural born Suis and also a natural born clairvoyant and clairaudience. God said, behold, man shall not only learn to bring forth seedless fruits in his garden, but also learn that all flesh tendeth in the same direction toward barrenness. And as man draweth nearer and nearer towards the light of the Creator, Jehovih, so doth his race become less prolific. And when man attaineth to be one with the all light, the misunderstanding of being a God, right? Behold, he is Yesu also, just like the prophets, right? But how do you do it? How do you get here? How do you raise up to get this, right? Listen to what God said. This is at the time, this is Lika. Nirvanian God, right? This is Lika. He said, by diet and fasting, Yesu can be attained, even by many who have it not. So imagine if you already got it, it's just latent, a muscle not being used. You dig what I'm talking about? Imagine once you start using this sense, this muscle, right? How strong it gets. So if you can click it on by fasting and diet for people who don't even have it, imagine how fast it clicks on for people who do. Right? By diet, God said, first of all, this ain't what Cosmon's saying. This is what God said. By diet and fasting, Yesu can be attained, even by many who have it not. But the natural born Yesu standeth more to the way of the Creator. Huh? But we ain't going to leave you without no good points on melanin. So again, what we do? What Cosmon do? You go get subjective truths. You go get objective truths. You go get empirical and historical data, right? You lay them against common sense and logic, in what we believe to be the truth, right? Or what's commonly known, right? But then, remember what he say? I'm going to make they words stand forever. So he give us masters, right? He give us masters to come and help us with this thing, you know what I mean, that we call life. But let's get a breakdown and a real understanding from the master himself. Peace to the righteous God, Dr. Sebi, man. Already know he in the second resurrection, man. And he just died. I know he in the second resurrection. And if you heard his story, man, this man did a little bit of everything. Wasn't no saint. But it ain't about being that. It's about doing the work. Huh? Listen, this is the master teaching. This is the master, yo. Peace to Dr. Sebi. Rise in peace. Work in faithfulness, my brother.
Recently, and I was asked to share the program with Dr. Lilo Africa. I said, no, I don't, but I would like to do that. And they asked me why. I said, because there would be contradiction and then we're going to confuse the listening audience. And I don't think that I want to do that, because after I read the research of Dr. Lilo Africa, I found that there was inconsistencies in his menu. And I didn't want to be the one to show those things. Well, Jawanza said, he insisted, he called back next day and said, we want you on the program to do precisely what you said exists. I'm embarrassed because I don't want to be the one that they would consider the judge. So Dr. Lilo Africa came on the program and he alluded to melanin. Oh, I said, well, I'm going to have to be very gentle, very understanding, and also compassionate, because I know that this man knows nothing about melanin. I know that to be a fact. How do I know? Listen carefully. As he goes on in his dissertation and he stopped, I said, Dr. Lilo Africa, you alluded to melanin as being the basis of life and color. He said, yes. I said, sir, whenever someone has been depleted of iron, the disease is anemia. And if they are heavily deficient or more deficient, you will come up with leukemia. When I'm suffering with rickets, there's calcium that has to be addressed. Bones have to be addressed with calcium. If my brain, or when my brain is lacking of energy, well, again, we have to look at copper and carbon. But now that you have alluded to melanin, I want to know, when I find myself deficient, and I will, because minerals go through deficiency, absorbed and utilized with energy. You have to replace it, like you have to eat the food to replace iron, you have to eat the food to replace calcium. What foods do I eat to replace melanin? Those foods have been classified. I said, oh God, this is what is afforded to us as doctors. This is the black community. the cell that has been made sick is now submitting to inconsistencies. You know, like a woman that had lost her senses. When Dr. Lilo Africa made that statement, I was totally destroyed because I was hoping that he would have made a statement that was consistent with science, at least, or biology, or biochemistry. I was not too pleased because I want to hear something good. I'm not the only one that is supposed to be out there affording what I'm affording. I want there to be many that I could be at ease with myself because the load is heavy now. He said the food has been classified. I said, by whom? Because if this food has been classified, we ought to know who classified them. Because we are the one at jeopardy. No, that was not forthcoming because I knew that the man didn't know what he was talking about. Then I was asked just the following week to go on another program. This time, it is with Mr. Kweku Ando. Oh my God, I didn't want to go on the program. Again, because I know that there are inconsistencies. Dr. Kweku Ando began to accuse me of a whole lot of things. What I expected that didn't matter. My position is not one that I designed for me, and it is not one that is based in science. It is based on that cosmic arrangement that never fails because it is consistent with life, which I will explain. Dr. Kweku Ando said that I go around telling people that they should not eat carrots and beans. That is the truth. Carrots were made in Holland. They aren't a product of nature or life or God. I am a product of nature and God and life. So therefore, my food should be from that same source, not from a machine they call a laboratory. Furthermore, if you have problems with carrots, because I made the statement, there are measures that you could use to know whether the substance is natural or unnatural. If a substance contains starch, rest assured it is unnatural because starch is carbonic acid with the E-E-R. Dr. Kweku Ando, you said to me that cassava is an African product. I said, no, sir. He was angry at me because I made statements in Atlanta, Georgia, where he has his place, his laboratory. I told the people of Atlanta that cassava should not be consumed because it is a product that contains cyanide. Cyanide has the ability to change the images in front of your eyes and also your thinking pattern. But since no one in the health field in or out of Africa has done any research on food that is being afforded to us. You see, the gorilla cannot eat the polar bear food, nor vice versa. When I asked Dr. Kweku Ando, are you saying that cassava is a natural product? You say yes, and you were wrong. I said, thank you. I didn't have to see anymore because I knew that if my brother, Dr. Ando, had done the research that was necessary to afford himself as a practitioner of health, he would not have made that statement. So, myself, it would have been abusive on my part if I had pursued the dialogue because I already knew that my brother didn't know. The other part of the carbon paper, I was in a radio program.
Right? So let's get back though to the colors that truly matter to the creator. Right? He said, right? Hope y'all can see this. Right? Hope y'all can see this, right? The creator goes on to say, right? Let me show y'all. He said, all was all is, and all shall ever be. The all spake, and motion was and is and ever shall be. Being positive, it was called he and him. The all motion was the speech. But listen, he said, I am, and comprehended all things, the seen and the unseen. Nor is there all in all the universe, but what is part of him, right? Look at the visible spectrum of light. It is from all these colors, all colors are made. But look at the little, very small part of light which is actually seen. Look at down here at these nanometers and at the lower, higher nanometers, right? That move slower, right? Watch this. The unseen spoke. This is the Lord's 5th book, right? Chapter 1 and 5. The unseen spake in the wind 3 sounds, E, O, Wa, and was called by the mortals Eolin, God of the wind. So Eolin showed himself in 3 colors: yellow, which is the highest color; blue, which is the coldest color; and red, which is the warmest color. Blue, yellow, red. Right here in the visible spectrum of light, he say he is it. Eolin said, out of my 3 sounds are all sounds made. Out of my 3 colors are all colors made. And he was the all master. And he said, 3 worlds I have made. The earth world, which is for mortals. The all high heavens, which is for pure and wise angels. And the intermediate world, the atmospheric world, which resteth upon on the earth. This right here is almost like an analogy of a waspy and the existence of man himself. If, let's say, for instance, all we know, even all what we believe, is encompassed in just this little small part of existence. Look how much has come before. right? This is a great take on life itself and all existence itself. This is just what we can perceive in this little bitty sliver of time and light and space. Look how much we don't know in the radio waves and in the infrareds and in the slower, bigger waves. Huh? And this is just in between 400 and 700 nanometers of visible light. The blue, the yellow, and the red. But look how much also up here, how much more we got to go. This is your preparatory stage. Look how short and little this thing is. All we can perceive and even think about is just encompassed in this. Look where we gotta go. And look, these are like steps. You dig what I'm talking about? These are steps. You can look at this as God, Orion, Nirvanian. You see what I'm saying? You can, or God, Orion, Nirvanian, Otian. You dig what I'm talking about? One second, y'all. Let's pump some music real quick and get right back to what's really good real quick. Let's go ahead and groove out for 1 second. Let's get some of this boom bap bliss in the house, man. Dig what I'm talking about. 5 for a minute. All right. And so he said, this is the Lord's 5th book, chapter 1 and 7. He said, 3 worlds I have made. The earth world, which is for mortals. The all high heavens, which is for the pure and wise angels. And the intermediate world, which resteth upon the earth. Eolin said, 3 lights I have created. The sun to rule the day, the moon to rule the night, and the burning fire for the use of man. 3 spirit lights I created. The Ruach, which issueth out of my soul. Shem, which cometh from my lords in heaven to the souls of men. And Vas, which cometh from the spirits of the intermediate world. Eolin said, 3 states am I in. Spirit, which is ever present and unchangeable. Corporeal, which is in places like the earth and the stars and sun and moon. In motion. Didn't he say the all speech was just motion? In motion, which is everlasting unrest, movement. So am I, Eolin, Eoa, Ormaz, the creator, mightiest in all 3, in all place, in all time. Huh? So this is what color really matters to the creator. The blue, the yellow, and the red, because of admixture, just like with man and the races. All colors descend from these. Huh? Telling you, man, it's a beautiful thing to know and see the pattern and the oneness in the creator through his creation. You dig what I'm talking about? So, what y'all got going on? Keon Cooper in the house. What's up? What's up? We say, just getting back from the gym, but shalom, brother Cal P. That's what it do. In the house of love, that's right. Jehovih Chronicles, number 10, man. Melanin, we just went in heavy, quickly, succinctly. Shout out Roger Washington. You dig what I'm talking about? Subscribe, share, like the page, man. If you like what's being taught, share it to your friends and family. Even if they don't like it, share it on the page anyway, man. We raising Druges up too. Drucks and Druges. We ain't holding nobody up over here. You dig what I'm talking about? Creator say, I'm the mightiest in all 3, in all place, in all time. Huh? Don't worry about what color your skin is. Worry about what kind of work you're doing. You doing good works? Then you getting to it. Huh? You abnegating self? Then you getting to it. Purity of diet? Then you getting to it. Hey. Let's knock just a little bit. You dig what I'm talking about? We went quickly through this thing. Let me give y'all a little of this knock right here. Shout out to Bugsy on the beat. Any questions in the chat, man? Anything we can get into? Root red, sacral orange, solar plexus yellow, heart green, throat blue, third eye indigo, crown is violet. All parts of physicality and learning and imbalance. Yes, this is the pH balance, right? This is also the electromagnetic spectrum. Huh? Any questions? Anybody want to get out there? Anything you want to chop up real quick before I get down? Get off into the cosmos. You know what I mean? Throw some of that, what they burn in, they burn vortexia in spaceships. You dig what I'm talking about? You can power your spaceship with sound. Huh? Yeah. You can power your spaceship with light. Huh? You can power your spaceship with emotion. Yeah. You dig what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yup. Any questions, man? Elijah 7, Set Apart, Shaber, Keon Cooper, Roger Washington. Roger Washington be coming through, bro. Yeah. Angelic in the house. Yeah. Shebrew. Animalistic. Yo, hit that like button, man. You dig what I'm talking about? Let's get this thing out there, man. Let's get the vibe and let's go nebular, bro. You see what I'm saying? I don't do this because I hate you. I do this because I love you. You dig what I'm talking about? When you hear the truth, man, the truth make you feel away. And once you feel away, you're going to do a thing. You know what I mean? Hey. Two of the gold in the house. She had a good build with the brother Selah Shalom the other day. You dig what I'm talking about? About chakras, vibrational energy, how to move that vortexia, right? In the vortex spiral form from your root chakra, hey, to your crown chakra, hey. You dig what I'm talking about? You got to raise up, man. Love yours. Good people get away from bad people. That's what's coming. They're not talking about getting you ready here for there. Don't listen to them. If it's earth-based, you already lost. If creator ain't the one, the leader, the focus, you got all that melanin for nothing. Because whatever you get into will fail. Jehovah's kingdom will be here on earth. We ain't just gonna keep talking about it. We gonna practice it. All praise the Most High Creator, man. Hey, ain't it good? Give me a little more on that thing, Cosmon. Give me a little more on that knock. After that, hey. You know what it is, man. Cosmoni and Cal, man, we in this thing. Just like we came, we left, man. In the words of Mojo, man, when you get into the end of your rope, man, and life getting too heavy, tie a knot, hold on. You dig what I'm talking about? You know what we do. We hold on. Keep spinning like hubcaps, man. It's your boy Cosmoni and Cal. I'm in and I'm out. Y'all know what we do, bro. Don't act.
And oh yeah, put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you breathing rarefied air, oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you breathing rarefied air, oh, it's that Japheth, that Chow Mein, that Papa Bull, that Tao Mein, since sun south in the arc of Wayne. My brain moving like Tao Sang, so ass above, it's so below. That up and that down thing, this flow is atmospherian. I call that a ground game. See, water is knowledge, so if I'm teaching, you're learning. So how your God make a sun without vortexian current? See, the pattern is ponic, I'm reaching out for my people. Oh, watch me flow through your speakers, you feel the force of the ether. And when the force gets the equal, I'm taking off like an eagle. Police pop the pastor yesterday for pushing Puerto. My DNA is Moshe. Mix that thing with higher water. My spirit rate is OTN. It's just a higher order. Got more light than Kavita. Rap a lot just like Tila. Went from sinner to saint. Shout out my big homie Sela. Got more torque than a sports car. Got more work than a door stop. In the 4 million I make, I'm giving the Dr. Umar. Oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air. Oh yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you feel it up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air. Oh yeah. Super 7 in my rites and ceremonies. I'm married to Jehovah, holy matrimony. Confucius say, in the words of Caillou, before you hit the tomb, be a bridegroom. Only got one question for Miss Susan B. On how to last Ahuin is now a ennui. Blame my inspiration, I'm just thinking thoughts. But in the way of God, we gon' keep it short. Why Jesus wanna kill me, Matthew 10:34. Just a couple questions that I'm needing to know. Oh, watch me flow, it's so potent. Set the vortex in motion. Super 7, I'm floating across the Aegean Ocean. Oh, you a Muslim now, so I guess you making salat. Well, I'm a Israelite, I'ma make Emet the Shabbat. Got Moses on the bumper, super slap off in my spaceship photosphere. So I stay lit, peace and light to the faith is so yeah. Put that Super 7 in the air. Tell me how you feeling when you're feeling up there. When you in the sky breathing rarefied air. When you're breathing rarefied air. Oh yeah.